Okay, guys, we're back to Sky Factor 2.5. First off, let me pose a question. So the last few episodes, like 3 or so, I think, were like a little short, 10-minute or less, like mini episodes. They were just little like pieces of things I'm doing. Let me know if you guys like those or not, or if you'd rather see only like full 30-minute episodes. Because those are the ones that I usually do, but I had kind of a lot of things going on, so I was just recording when I could, getting little pieces done here and there. But anyway, so on to what I was planning on doing today. So, somebody mentioned I had the name, but I don't have it now because my browser is shut and it's a hassle to go back through the comments page and look for it. But somebody said, hey, you can put growth pulsars up to 40 blocks down. And my response to that is, yeah, I know, but there'd be a hassle of moving all this wiring and platforms and all kinds of other stuff. So I want to set this up so that I can do that in the future and slowly expand these downwards. Maybe not all the way to 40 blocks, but at least to like 10 or so, to make the farm a lot faster. Now the problem is these pipes are all in the way, so I have to reorganize all of this piping to be able to get the blocks to go down far enough. I could build around the pipes because I think they don't care how far down they are. They don't have to be like connected to each other, I don't think. It's hard to find information on these, but it would look weird with the piping like going in the side of a block, and there'd be like these here would grow slower than the ones around the outside by, you know, a little bit. So easier solution, I'm going to use a tesseract and just put it right there and tell it to bring in items and power, and we're going to get the items and power from like right about here. So it's really only going to teleport things like 3.5 blocks, like 3 over and down 1. So anyway, and this way I won't have to mess with any kind of filters on these extra utilities pipes, and I won't have to reroute the power around underneath all this other stuff. I'll just have to go around the cube of pulsars here, which can go right there. Now this other pipe along the side here, I can just move over 1 space. No big problem there, like that. Alright, and that's all taken care of. So some of these I've already made, but I've got a lot more to go. Let's go ahead and finish off our tesseract. So I'm gonna put it, I think, right there, and it'll accept power and items, and the one over there, or this one will transmit power and items. This one that's going to be here will accept power and items. So what we need to do is take our tesseract frames. They need the bronze and silver added to them at the very end. I think it's bronze on the sides, silver in the corners. Nope. Backwards. There we go. Bronze in the corners, silver on the sides. So this is going to go there. The other one's going to go there. Now the frequency, I think the one at the like the power setup is set to 0. So I'm going to set this one to 1 and call it farm add. Farm add. Okay, now this one, configuration, let's set the redstone to not care about redstone. Energy mode, send, fluid, nothing, item, send. And then this one will be the opposite of that. So energy, receive, fluids, nothing, items receive. And that should send the seeds to here through the other pipe. Gotta listen for the harvester to grab one. Are they making it? Looks like they're not making it. Oh, I have that pipe set to not connect to anything. There, now they should be making it. Yeah, there they are. Okay. And as far as I can tell, this thing is receiving power because as it planted, the 8,000 didn't go down. So, we seem to be perfectly fine there. That's one small step for today out of the way. Now I can upgrade and build more growth pulsars and not have to worry about blocking piping or anything. So these each take 4 Magnesio blocks, 4 smooth stone, and a diamond. So let's make a couple blocks here. That's 4 of those. And I think these are on the sides like that. Whoops, give me those back. And let's grab a diamond. I know I probably showed off this recipe in a much earlier episode, but I figure I would show it again. Yeah, there we go, for the growth pulsar. The only shortcoming on this project I'll have is the Magnesio, and even that's not too bad because I've got, let's see, 15,500 in this cache right here from the mob farm. And I can always break down these other essences. I've been combining them here. I've got 36 VCO. So you take that times 4 times 4 times 4 times 4 to get the amount of Magnesio that is, if you want to do some math. But anyway, so there's another growth pulsar, and I'm fine on stone. I can easily make a stack of smooth stone in like 5 seconds. So let's see, where do we have an empty spot? Right there. Ghost block. Right there. That one has never had one in it because we've been using that spot for the item pipe. So, let's even these out a little bit. Because I've got a bunch of these at 3 down. And some of them at only 1. So these are at 1 here. I'll eventually have these all at like 5, maybe even 10 blocks down. Anyway, so I've been reading comments, looking at videos, all kinds of other stuff, and I have found my problem with the ME system. Alright, that's all evenly distributed. So it's working. I got it working. So initially I thought, well, let me watch some videos and see what's going on, and all the videos of people showing off their AE storage and crafting system thing, they're all using these smart cables. So I looked up how to make the smart cables. It's just an upgrade from the ones I had, the little glass ones, right here, this ME glass cable. So those you upgrade to covered cable by adding a piece of wool, and then that you upgrade to smart cable by adding a glowstone and a redstone. And then you can also go to dense cable, which is like slightly better. But the only difference is you can only have a certain number of things connected to the system depending on the kind of cables you're using, because they have a limit. See, in the little info box at the top, this one says 7 of 8 channels. Over here we have 7 of 8, 5 of 8, 0, 0. These aren't even really being used. I could remove these cables and be fine. Over here we've got 1 of 8. So I got the system to use a ultimate furnace. There's only one part of it I haven't figured out yet because it's a little wonky. But I think I know how to do it. But anyway, let me run you through what I was doing. So I got all the patterns set up right. There's 2 different kinds of patterns. One is crafting and one is processing. The crafting patterns, it goes over here and throws the parts into the assembler and crafts the item. The processing patterns have to send the items somewhere else to be manufactured in some way, like cooked in a furnace, for example, and then brought back into the system. So I actually had those set up right. I was using processing patterns. The thing was, let's see, the ME interface here has to be on the top because the items it's putting into the ultimate furnace go in the top slot, just like a vanilla furnace. Things that are completed go out the bottom. Now that was my problem, and I didn't have an import bus. You have to have an import bus to import the items from somewhere back into your system. I was not using an import bus originally. I just had a interface there because I thought, well, the interface works here to put the items into the assembler and back. Why doesn't it do the same thing here? Well, it's because this is from a different mod and it doesn't know how it's supposed to work. So anyway, then my problem was I had the import bus on the side, and like with vanilla furnaces, the slot on the side is used for the fuel, and I thought that was the bottom. Like, I was thinking this is top, that's bottom, and this is to the side, but I had these two backwards. This is actually the side and that's the bottom. So we have the interface with the patterns here. It says put a calculation circuit in, and you're going to try to make the calculation processor, which requires it to be cooked in a furnace of some kind. So it puts the item in there, it cooked it, and then it was just sitting here. And I was like, alright, now what? So I ended up making the import bus, put it on the side, and I was like, that should extract the item and put it back in the system. But it started pulling out my fuel, and I'm using sticks for fuel at the moment because this ultimate furnace can make like a ton of items with a stick. And they're easy to get. I'm getting them out of my mob farm, so no big deal. So it started pulling sticks out and putting them in the system. So if we look at the import bus, originally there's only one space in the center that's open here, and this thing acts like a filter. So I went ahead and put one of these processors in that slot and tried to craft them, and it wasn't pulling them out, but it did stop taking out the sticks. So I was like, okay, now what? So I looked through all these different tutorials and videos and all kinds of things and just kind of derped around a little bit, and I found out I just had this on the wrong side. It's actually supposed to export from the bottom. So then my problem was I only had one slot, so I went ahead and crafted this capacity card. These increase the amount of space in certain things. So one of them in here expanded this out to have 5 spots. So the only thing that's going in this furnace right now are these processors. So I have a slot here to filter those out, and then I have an acceleration card so that it will pull the items out of here a little bit faster than normal. Anyway, so let me show this thing off. I've already created one of the 64K ME storage cells to test it out. Just did a little bit of stress testing to make sure it worked. Ooh, I almost backed off the edge there. I gotta expand this platform. And I don't know if I'm going to rebuild this or not. I might just run a cable up through the floor up there and put a terminal in the floor up there next to the cobblestone generator. But I don't know. I might leave it here so I have a use, like a reason to actually come down here, besides checking up on the ender cake situation. Speaking of which, let me empty some of this stuff out. Oh, those are actually backed up, aren't they? Alright, so stack of sugar. Let's get rid of the extra sugar. This thing was actually backed up pretty bad. extra stacks of apples, wheat flour, tons and tons and tons of ender pearls, eggs everywhere. Give me a second. I'm probably just going to turn off the ender cake generator for two reasons. One, it gets backed up like that. Two, it's rather pointless. And three, it's draining power. Not that I'm using the power for much else at the moment, but, you know. Oh, hang on. Boom. And that's why I only use sticks. And I have a culinary generator over here. Just make power. Okay. I actually haven't tried putting the ender cake in a culinary generator. It probably doesn't work, though, because it's not actually edible. I'll try that later. Anyway, back to what I was doing. So, I have everything set up correctly. So we go to our crafting terminal, and let's say I want to make one of these 64K storages. Next, here's all the materials that it's going to try to use. And it says, okay, it needs 8 quartz glass. It has available 8. On and on and on. Down here it says I need 13 of these logic processors. It has 3, has to craft 10 more. So to do that, it has to make 10 of these over here. See, it says to craft 10. And it'll have to craft and process 10 of those. The next thing is it needs 5 of these calculation processors. It has 3, has to craft 2 more. So then it knows it has to make and process 2 of these down here. On and on and on. All the materials. So it has all of the base components it needs to make all of this. So, changing this doesn't matter. I only have one crafting CPU. This setting says automatic. That means just pick one, whatever you want to use. The other one says I want to specifically tell you which one to use, but I only have one, so it only selects that one. Now, my other downside here, or my other, what do you call it? My other shortcoming, I guess, would be whenever I make a more complex pattern than this, the amount of information that it has to use to create that item. Right now it's using 807 bytes. My maximum is 1024, so I'm getting close with just this one item. But this is a fairly complex item with a lot of parts. So, I'll be okay for now. This is probably the most complex thing I have to make in the game yet. So, I'm going to hit start. We should be able to sit here and watch it make all these little items and stuff. Yep, it's creating the parts. Let's look at our furnace. I don't even know if it's done yet. It is finished. Wow, okay. It totally finished. So I'm going to pull that out, and then we need a storage housing. Let's make one of those. Those are very, very simple. Quartz, iron, and redstone. That's like instant craft. So we take the storage component, put it in the housing, and we get the storage cell. Like that. And we put it up there. I could, of course, tell it to do that as a additional step to the process, but I'm using all of my pattern slots for the crafter over there. I guess I could maybe expand this. Let me see. What's the name of this card thing? Where'd they go? These. Capacity card. Let me take, if I remove it, it'll delete these. Okay, let's see. Capacity card. I know I can probably craft this, yeah, in here. Crafting terminal. So we go like that, which means we need one of those. Give me one of these. Done. Let's put you right there. So we have 2 of these cards, and we need to add that to a Certus Quartz. Oh, I clicked the wrong. Whatever, I'll do it manually. There we go. Capacity upgrade. Now let me see if that even works. Not that one. Not that one. That one. No, you can't put that there. Alright, well, I wanted to try it. What? Does that just auto-craft those, if I do that? Was it using... what? Hang on a second. Am I duplicating items here? What's going on? Let me check the amount of stuff I have. Alright, so 500 Certus Quartz. Now, is it like auto-crafting these, or what? $500 Certus Quartz. What? Did I already have some in there and just didn't know it? Or did it delete the ones out of here? No. Okay, it didn't remove them out of any kind of slot somewhere else. Okay, I don't know. If that was cheating, I have no idea. I might have been pulling something from somewhere else. Anyway, so all of this is working. I know I'm going to need some more quartz before I'm done, and that's where this farm comes in. That's why I started on the farm. So here's where I'm getting all of my Certus Quartz. Is from the farm. So that's an entire stack of ore right there. And once I get all this ore, whoops. Let me get my builder's wand. That will be a little bit faster. So once I get all this ore created from the farm, I've got this unbreakable Fortune 3 pick here, and Vein Miner. You guys know this pack has Vein Miner? Anyway, check this out. Epilepsy warning. Well, not so much. Anyway, ton of experience. Quartz everywhere. That's 3 1/3 stacks of quartz from 1 stack of ores. And I think maybe the only other thing I'd be short on was like redstone. Let me just pull some redstone. And maybe a couple of more quartz. Stack of diamonds. I can pull some iron. Actually, let me get the iron from over here. I got 1,200 blocks of iron. Yeah, I don't need that many stacks of blocks. Put you down for a second. Put that back. Pick you up. Okay. Let's deposit these materials like that. Oh, I still have that. Whoops. I still have the silver and bronze in my inventory. Alright, let's go ahead and craft one more. Oh, that's the other one I'm going to be short on. Some gold to make these logic circuits. And a quartz cutting knife. Did that not get put back into the system? Or did that break? I wonder, is it in here? It's there, but it's probably only got like one use. So let me take that out. Yeah, this is a little weird. Quartz cutting knife. Nether quartz cutting knife. Ah, you can use a different one, I guess. Anyway, let's say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 of those. That uses all the sticks I had in the system. Still got almost a stack in there. Let's drop this almost broken one back in. Clear that. And so we only need gold. Okay. Now gold is one of those things that I don't have a cow for. Well, I've got the cow for it, but it's not on the field. So I might take out this Pocophinium slot and put a gold cow down. Otherwise, I would make like a gold seed crop. I've only got 14 there. Oh, here we go. Problem solved. Let's break those down. Put some there. And that's probably enough to last a little bit. Put those away. Okay. Now, craft one. We have all the materials ready to go. No CPU available. Need 1.2K. Okay, so now that it has to do extra steps because some of these circuits are not already crafted, there's no processor strong enough to handle this recipe. So let's go ahead and individually craft a few of these. So I need 3 of the diamond ones. I'm going to take 1 out. Do 3 more. There we go, so it's done with those. Now let's see how much did that knock the recipe down. So 1200. We need to make 27 of the gold ones. Alright. That is going to probably take a second. It's probably only going to take a couple of sticks to do all those. Alright, that's 27 of those. Now let's see how much closer are we. 970. Alright, now we can do it. Go ahead. See how long is it going to take. If I look away, it'll finish. Alright, where is it hung up at? It's not cooking anything. It looks like it's just crafting the stuff together in there. Yeah, it's done. As soon as I looked away. Storage housing. Make that. And I don't know why I keep closing that. So there's one more. And in you go. Alright, so I will probably not even fill up all of those spaces. But I'm going to start using that system to probably auto-craft growth pulsars, unless I just do that here. And I'm going to take all the stuff in these chests right here, and probably these tools and things, and put them in that AE system as well, just so they're out of the way. But I think that's going to do it for this episode. Don't forget to leave a like if you're liking the series. Subscribe if you haven't and you want to see more. Leave comments if you have any comments. And thanks everybody for your suggestions, comments, and all your feedback and everything else. Also follow on Twitter if you want updates whenever videos go up. So yeah, that's going to do it. Till next time, I will see you guys later. Have a good day.